I've spent over $100 million on Facebook ads, and I've driven over $200 million of directly attributable income for huge names like Steve Harvey, Dr. Kellyanne, TransUnion, EA Sports, and more. And in this video, I'm going to give you my exact blueprint on how I was able to launch ad accounts from ground zero with no data and no ad spend, all the way to making a ton of money each day. My promise, by the end of this video, you will have all of the tools and resources you need to copy my formulas after spending 7 years in the trenches doing it myself for other companies. If after everything I've said, you're still not convinced to watch the rest of the video, hate to break it to you, but you're probably not gonna make it. Okay, so why should we run Meta ads in the first place compared to all of the other marketing channels that are available to us as business owners? Well, first of all, it has 3.98 billion monthly active users combined across all of Meta's products, and that includes Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. Facebook ads also work regardless of whatever industry or niche you're in. And they also work depending on the ticket price that you're trying to sell. So they work really low ticket at $1, $2, $10, $20 products. And they also work really well for high ticket where you're selling tens of thousands, hundreds, or even millions of dollars worth of individual products to people. Moreover, Meta is the best intent driving platform in the world. Its algorithm is optimized with trillions of data points on every individual user to try and find the people that have the highest chance to convert at your business objective. And lastly, I know some of you might have limited resources when it comes to producing ad creative. Well, look, you can use the images you already have. You can use the video content you already have, or even make some yourself on your cell phone. In fact, founder style ads, which is where the business owner like you or I get on the phone and start talking about our product or service, they actually work really well these days. All right, let's jump into my computer. And yes, I know it's weird that I have a computer wearing what I'm wearing, but hey, I'll show you exactly how to set up your business manager, business assets, and more.
So Facebook ads are pretty simple to understand once you understand this diagram right here. Regardless of what you're trying to sell or who you're trying to sell to, your account structure will look exactly like this. You'll have the campaign where you select your budget strategy and your business objective, whether that's to get sales on a website, to get high quality leads, to get mobile app installs, just drive pure traffic and brand awareness, or a combination of all of the above. You choose that at the campaign level, and then you move on to the ad set level. Within a campaign, you're able to create and house multiple ad sets, and your ad sets are going to give you options on the audience that you're actually targeting. For example, you'll be able to select items like your bid strategy. You'll be able to select the location where your ads are getting served. You'll be able to upload custom audiences or choose interest groups and lookalike audiences, age and gender modifications, along with placement modifications, where you'll be able to select, do I only want my ads to show in the feed placements, in the reels and story placements, or do I want my ads to be shown in all placements? And then within each ad set, you're able to house multiple ads. And these are your actual images and videos that are shown to users on Facebook and Instagram. And at the ad level, there's a whole host of different options that you're able to select from. You'll be able to see Advantage Plus options that allow the scientific and machine learning part of Meta's algorithm to take your creative and apply changes to it to improve conversion rate. You'll be able to select your ad copy, your primary text, your headline, your call to action button, and more. And lastly, you'll be able to use the UTM parameters, which after someone clicks on your Facebook ad, the UTMs automatically populate here like they do in a URL browser, and then a third-party data software, whether it be an attribution software or even Shopify, they will be able to take the UTMs after someone clicks your Facebook ad and apply different reports to it, and it'll be able to track conversion events from it. Let's talk about testing ads. If you're spending less than $50 a day, I don't have direct guidance to give you because ultimately $50 a day is really the bare minimum that you need to get a statistical significant amount of data on a particular ad test. Spending $5 or $10 a day on an ad set can work, you just have to wait a month to get the data. If you're able to spend between $51 and $100 a day on an ad set, or a creative test, then you're able to keep your ads on for, again, around that 5 to 7 day mark. I will lean a little bit closer to 7 days, but if you're running lead gen, you might be able to get away with 5 or 6 compared to conversion campaigns. Now, if you're able to spend over $101 per day on an ad set, then you can shorten that window even further. Again, the optimal window is still going to be around 7 days just to reduce volatility. However, if you're spending $100 a day, it is perfectly reasonable to turn off an ad set after it's been online for 4 or 5 days. Now, if you have a product that's, say, a $200 average order value, then you're going to need to spend a little bit more than even 101 a day to be able to fit the time left online window, because you got to think about it. If you have a $200 AOV and you only spend $300 or $400, well, there might be an anomaly where you just simply don't get a sale for a few days. However, another example could be leads. Let's say you're getting a $15 cost per lead. If you spend $400 or $500, the same amount as you did for the $200 AOV product, your conversion volume is going to be way higher, and therefore you're going to have much more data to make an optimized decision. The Facebook auction isn't super complicated when you break it down, although it might seem so on the outside. And here's how it works. Every single ad that you upload as a Facebook ad that you spend money on functions exactly like an organic post that you would put on Instagram or Facebook with your phone for free, and you can do it right now. All of them have a post ID. Yes, even the ads that you pay for. And the only difference between a paid ad or paid post and an organic post is the fact that you actually have to pay for the impressions that you get on this one. Whereas organic, the algorithm shows those videos and those images to users based on the virality of that content itself. For both paid ads and organic posts, every post ID shares data with the algorithm based on several factors. How many shares does it get? How many comments does it get? How many likes does it get? How many clicks does it get if it's a paid ad? And then the bounce rate. Every single organic post and every single paid post has all of these variables that send data back to the algorithm and tell it how much to charge you for the paid post and how much reach or impressions you're going to get with the organic post. Now, if you get positive feedback, you get a lot of shares, a lot of comments, a lot of likes, a lot of clicks, and your bounce rate's really low, then you get lower CPMs or cost per 1,000 impressions, which means if it's an organic post, your reel gets thousands and thousands of views, maybe hundreds of thousands, maybe millions. If it's a paid ad, that means your CPMs will also decrease. Conversely, there is also a negative side to this. If you are not getting a lot of shares, if nobody's commenting, if nobody's liking, if you're getting very few clicks and your bounce rate is really high, that sends negative signals to the algorithm. If it's an organic post, then you're just simply not going to get views on your story or on your reel or on your feed post. If it's a paid ad, you still get your ad shown to people because you're paying for it, but you'll have to pay more on a CPM basis. And so finding ways to improve the social engagement of all of these metrics is extremely important when it comes to reducing ad costs across the board. And there are various tactics and strategies that we can do in order to do this successfully, which we'll cover later on in this video. And if you want to learn the #1 creative archetype that will skyrocket your return on ad spend or decrease your customer acquisition costs with meta ads, stay tuned until the end of the video and I'll show you what that is. The very first thing that you need to do is go to business.facebook.com, and all you need to do is log in with either a personal Facebook or a personal Instagram account. Once we're inside the Meta Business Manager, there are a couple of things that we'll need to go ahead and set up correctly. One of which is going to be your page. On the left-hand side here, you can see that I have a ton of different pages assigned to my own business manager, and you will likely have none if you just created yours. And so there's two main ways to go ahead and add a page. #1 is you got to click this blue add button here, but you can request access to a page or add a page if you've already built one up and you just want to add it to your business manager. Alternatively, you can create a page itself from scratch. And if you click the create a page button, you'll just need to enter some pretty basic information and it'll add itself to your business manager. So just go ahead and choose your page name. It could be about, cookies. Choose your category. So that could be like food and drink. Write a quick bio and then click the confirm button on the following pages. I'm not going to do that because I have no need to create a cookies page, but whatever your business is about, obviously name the page accordingly and go ahead and create it. After that, we'll need to go ahead and add an ad account. Literally click into the ad account section here right underneath pages, click the blue add button and create a new ad account. Name your ad account, choose your time zone, choose your currency, and then click next and go ahead and go through the process of creating your ad account. Then we need to create an Instagram account. If we already have an Instagram account, go ahead and click that blue add button, connect your Instagram account, go through the pop-up that shows up on screen and link it to your business manager. Great, now your Instagram account is connected. 2 more things we need to do before we need to connect everything, and then everything's ready to go. So we'll go to data sources here and go to data sets. We'll also need to create a data set. Click the blue add button. You'll get a dialog box that says create a new data set. Simply name it and then click create. And then boom, you have your data set. And this is basically a little snippet of code that lives within your website or landing page that allows data to pass through back to Facebook so that when someone goes to your website and views your page, you can continue on, and there's a ton of different events you can optimize for. Lastly, let's go back up to our ad account here. And let's just, for example, say that Jhori YouTube demo ad account is the one that you just created. You'll need to click these 3 little dots here, edit, and then edit in Billing Hub, which is going to be your payment method. And that'll show up a completely new screen. And then you'll be greeted with this screen right here. And if you don't have a payment method, that's completely fine. All you need to do is go ahead and add one, and then you can apply it to your ad account. So if you go over to the left-hand side where it says accounts and scroll down and go to payment methods, you can go ahead and add one here by using this blue button. And then you can assign that payment method to your ad account itself. The last thing we need to do is connect everything together so that you actually have access to view everything in the correct way. And so the easiest way to do that is go over to people here underneath users, and you'll typically find yourself and anyone else that is assigned to your business manager here as well. By the way, partners is for like agencies and vendors and stuff like that. So go back to people. Underneath these 3 little dots, go ahead and view details. And then you'll see all of the assigned assets that you have inside the business manager. For you, that likely is going to show nothing, which is completely fine. All you need to do to go ahead and edit that is click assign assets. And then you'll be able to choose yourself and choose all of the different pages, ad accounts, pixels, Instagram accounts, etc. And go ahead and click full control and then save changes, and then you'll have access to view and edit everything in the business manager. One more thing I did forget is the Instagram account. Let's say that my Instagram account, which is @JhoriRemington, is the one that I wanted to use in my ad account. Well, all we need to do then to connect it properly is underneath this little section here, go to connected assets, assign assets, and then choose the ad account that we wish the Instagram account to be a part of. If you don't do this, then you're not going to be able to access your Instagram account to run ads underneath it. Here is what your ad account actually looks like. So over here on the left-hand side, we have our campaigns, then we have our ad sets, and our ads, just like the graphic that I showed you guys earlier in this video. To create a campaign, simply click the green create button here and then choose your business objective. For most of you listening, that's going to be either leads or sales. So if you're running to a website, then I would definitely recommend sales. If you're trying to get leads for your business, maybe you're B2B or SaaS, then click the leads objective and then go ahead and click continue. Make sure you don't select recommended settings. Meta will automatically default options, and you want to deselect them as much as possible because they're not necessarily the best for your business objective. So go ahead and click manual sales campaign or manual leads campaign and then click continue. And then you'll be greeted with this page right here that lets you edit a ton of information about your campaign, your ad set, and your ad. And if you want a full breakdown on all of the different options and buttons to select for every layer in your campaign, ad set, and ad, go ahead and click the first link in the description of this video. I won't touch on the campaign or the ad set level just for the purposes of this beginner's tutorial video, but I will mention a couple notes on the ad level here. So this is where you're actually uploading your ad creative. And one important note is that when you're at the ad setup level, you want to make sure that single image or video is checked, because that actually allows you to go ahead and upload an image or a video that you've personally created. You can add your ad creative here inside of the ad creative section, include your primary text, your headline, and your description if you want to. So I'll show you what it looks like. That's the primary text, and the ad preview will populate here on the right hand side. So you can see next to my face, which is right here, this is the image and the primary text. And then if we scroll down to the headline section, very similar, I'll copy and paste the same thing, and the preview will update, and here's the headline right here. Then we have our call to action button, and we can choose from a ton of different options, and this varies depending on the business objective that you've selected. So for lead generation, these are the options that we currently have access to at the time of making this video. And for most of us, we're either going to choose learn more, sign up, or apply now. And if we have a sales campaign or a sales objective campaign, then we're are able to choose from a different set of options, including order now, shop now, etc. Make sure we turn on all of the Advantage Plus standard enhancements by clicking this little toggle button right here and clicking save. If you have an instant form, go ahead and select the instant form, or if you want to go direct to website, you can also do that by going to the ad set level and removing instant forms and choosing website. And then you'll be able to add your website inside of the ad level settings per ad and send traffic to your website that way.
When you're creating your Facebook campaign, you'll need to choose between a couple of different bid strategies. Typically, you're going to run into these three, either highest value or some form of cost cap or bid cap. For the majority of you listening, you'll typically want to start out with highest volume because it gives the algorithm as much data as possible and doesn't restrict your ads from being shown based on a CAC result. However, if you have a lot of existing market penetration, let's say you're running ads for a celebrity brand like Steve Harvey, well, cost caps can be a great way to capitalize on that existing intent and keep your CAC under a certain threshold. But if you're a new business that nobody really knows about, then it's going to be a much better solution to use highest volume. Oh, but what about if I get banned on Meta? What if my ad account gets shut down or my business manager gets rejected? What do I do? I mean, I don't have anybody to contact. I don't have a support rep like you. Yes, but I can almost guarantee that if you do, for whatever reason, get your ad account or your ads rejected, you can almost always submit an appeal. And within 24 to 72 hours, someone on the Meta team will look at your situation and make a judgment call. And in my experience, it is exceptionally rare for an ad account or an ad to get re-rejected after a human being looks at it, unless you are blatantly going against terms of service. But in general, and especially over the past few years, as the algorithm has gotten smarter, it's really not something that I worry about all that much anymore. Let's talk about targeting real quick. So there are a lot of different targeting options that you have at your disposal when you're running Meta ads. You have your interest groups, your lookalike audiences, and your broad targeting as your main three. And for the purposes of creative testing at low scale, you should almost always be using broad targeting. The reason for that is broad gives you the largest possible audience pool for the algorithm to pull from, meaning you're not excluding potentially profitable users from seeing your ads. You also pay the lowest possible CPM, or cost per 1,000 impressions, because anytime you have custom targeting restrictions via interest groups, lookalikes, or custom audiences, Meta will always upcharge you. And third, you have a really great platform to scale an ad set once it's working. So it's best for the algorithm, it gives you the cheapest costs, and it's best for scaling your creative. Yeah, broad targeting is really that good. But Jhori, what if the algorithm doesn't know who to find? Great question. And let me tell you something super clear and precise, because again, this is something that I've been doing for a very long time, and I've watched how back in 2018, 2017, how interest groups were actually something that I use very frequently because that was the way to do it back then. But since then, it has gotten so much easier. Rather than your audience selection finding the target audience for your business, your ad creatives do it. And so if you want to reach a new cohort of users with your product or service, don't target them on Meta. Instead, go and develop unique videos and images that speak to those type of people. When it comes to scaling Facebook ads, there are two main buckets that you'll find yourself in. You can either vertically scale or you can horizontally scale. Vertical scaling is where you're just raising the budget on the campaign or the ad set by a certain percentage every day or every couple days. Now, my typical strategy around vertical scaling is 20% every few days. And the reason we do it every few days rather than every day is because sometimes the algorithm is going to be volatile and it's impossible to predict on each individual day which of those two it will be. Horizontal scaling is taking the asset that is currently working, duplicating it, and testing it amongst various other technical options or adding different creative iterations.
So the number one creative archetype, you're actually watching it happen live right now. It's called founder style content. And it's where you, as the business owner, get on camera like I am right now, and you walk through your house, or you walk through your yard, or you're outside at the park. Doesn't matter the location, really. The point is that you, as the founder, are going through a video script, and you're actually recording it like I am right now. And then you go ahead and edit it with caption styles and with different music and background effects, etc. And then you upload those as ads on Meta. And it's a very cheap, cost-effective
effective, simple, and hassle-free way to go ahead and produce some user-generated video content. Now, I have step-by-step information on how to produce this type of content. If you go ahead again and click the first link in the description down below, and that'll take you to the roundtable, which holds my Meta Ads Masterclass, and I'll teach you everything you need to know about setting these type of ads up for success. Now that you know how to run Meta Ads, click or tap on this video to learn how to run TikTok ads. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.